as you can see, I'm in my car right now, and we are miles and miles away from the woman cave, but that's okay because we can still create content outside of the woman cave. So sorry for any camera movement if there's some bumps like that. Ooh. But anyways, I'm headed over to Cali. I'm gonna visit some family, decided to take a day off for that, and yeah, I mean, I got 3 hours of open road ahead of me, so I thought I might as well do a little my thoughts video on San Diego Comic-Con, because I still haven't done so. I did do a vlog and I did a collectibles haul on it, so if you haven't checked those out, go do it. What you waiting for? I guess what I'll be starting off with is just ticket purchasing. Honestly, it's a bit of an ordeal. It's not anything that you can just be like, oh, you know what? I want to go to SDCC this year. Let me just go on their site and buy a ticket. No, it doesn't quite work that way. Do your research, and once you do that, you will realize that you actually have to decide about half a year ahead of time if you want to go or not. So what happens is you have to go to their site months in advance and create a profile, or register your name and your information, so that they will have you in a database, and basically that will make you eligible to then enter the lottery if you want to buy tickets, or if you want the chance to buy tickets, I should say. So yeah, you have to make sure to do that. Then once the date comes where, you know, they're going to be selling tickets, it's also another ordeal / headache. I think you have to be in the virtual waiting room around 8 in the morning. And guys, I am not an early bird. I've always been a night owl, so that was a pain in the butt for me to wake up at like 7. So once you're in the waiting room, that doesn't guarantee that you can buy tickets. You will then be selected at random, and that's where the whole lottery system comes into play. So unfortunately, for like 4 years straight, me and my buddy Kat were never selected at all, so that sucked. And you know, it is kind of a time investment too, because you know, you gotta make sure that you're registered months in advance, and then you gotta keep up with the emails they send you, and then you have to know what date and time to be in the waiting room, and then you gotta wait. And you know, like I said, that's not easy for me to be up at that hour. But yeah, so it's kind of annoying. And yeah, so this year it was pretty funny because like I was half asleep, and you know, I had my computer out and I was like, all right, let's see if we get selected. I was very skeptical though, and so I was half asleep, and I'm like, I'm not gonna get selected. So I had my eyes closed, and I'm like, I'm just gonna rest my eyes a little bit, like it's really early, right? So tell me why I'm like, you know what, let me just take a quick peek. I open up one eye just to take a peek at the screen, and boom, I see that while I'm in the waiting room, there's this little like pop-up on my screen that says, congratulations, you are now able to purchase tickets for SDCC. I was like, what the hell? Luckily it was at that split moment that I had opened up an eye. Like, that was ridiculous, and I could have missed it completely because I was just like napping still. But anyways, I just went crazy, started jumping up and down a little bit, called my friend Kat immediately, we coordinated. Keep in mind guys, once you get selected, you only have 15 minutes to buy the tickets and to get all your shit together, because if you don't, so for all y'all that are planning to do this in the near future, I would highly suggest that you go into it already knowing who you're gonna buy tickets for, like plan that whole thing out in terms of payment, and make sure you have your credit card on you. Don't get caught off guard like I did, because let me tell you, when I saw that I was selected, I had to freaking run all the way downstairs, half asleep mind you, and go grab my bag, run back upstairs, and I had my friend on the phone, and I was just a mess, but I got it done nevertheless. So it was quite an experience in and of itself. But yeah, it's just something you're gonna have to do if you're interested in going to this thing. So anyways, guys, that's ticketing for you, but let me get into my thoughts on the actual con itself. Also, keep in mind, I was only there Thursday and Sunday. So yeah, whether or not that changes things, I'm not quite sure, because this was the first time I ever went to SDCC. I'm guessing that by going all 4 or 5 days, it's quite a different experience, because you have more time to do more things. But since I had just those 2 days, it was kind of difficult. And let me just start getting into it. So if you're interested in exclusive figures, it's an awesome con for you. The only big drawback I can see, if you are a figure collector and want those exclusives, is that some of the bigger companies now, like Funko, Hasbro, Lego, they're all doing lottery system as well now. So even though you purchase tickets to the con, that will not guarantee that you can shop at those places or at those booths. So in my opinion, that sucks. Like that, I thought for sure this lottery system for these booths was going to be like when you go to an amusement park and they have those like fast passes, or you know, those tickets where you can reserve a time slot. I thought it was going to be like that, where they have the main line going into the ride, but they also on the side are letting people in, you know, whoever has those passes. So yeah, I thought it was going to be like that, and it wasn't. I was kind of bummed by that, because you know, even though I was lucky enough to win at the Funko booth and you know, get in on Sunday, I was like, well, I want to go in earlier than that, you know, I want to knock it out on Thursday. And so I was like, oh, I'll make my way over there and try to get in, you know, even if the line's a little longer. And no, I couldn't. They just don't let you buy anything at all or even enter the booth. So I think that's crazy. Especially for people that are coming from overseas, or, you know, just have saved up a lot of money to do this. The fact, you know, and they're big fans of Funko or Hasbro or whatever, the fact that they are not allowed to buy anything from those places, if they're not selected, I think that's terrible, to be honest. I was lucky, and you know, I'm not gonna try to be biased and be like, oh, it's such a great system, you know, because not everybody wins, and I just think it sucks that if you're buying a ticket into the con, you are not guaranteed to be able to have the chance to buy something. Like, that sucks. I can't say it any other way, guys. I just can't. Like, I don't know. It really pissed me off, but, you know, I was trying not to focus on that because I was trying to have fun there, but I just think it's wrong. And I think everybody, if you're buying a ticket, it should be first come, first serve, because that's what's fair, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, maybe not everybody gets to have the chance because of the line, but it's fair for those people who don't want to sleep the night there and freaking ensure that they get in. I think they should be able to get in, type of thing. And sucks for the rest of the people, you know, that don't want to stay over the night or don't want to be there at an ungodly hour. You know, I wouldn't, but some people do that. Some people like putting in the work to reap the benefits, and that's fine. I'm not going to judge you just because I wouldn't do it. Like, that's another aspect of collecting. They like the hunt, they like to work for it, and you know, you're that much more proud of what you have when you can say, like, oh yeah, I waited forever that day them. I just don't agree with it. I understand why they're doing it, but that doesn't mean it's right. And if they're worried about lines building up and creating fire hazards, I mean, why not just move the con itself, like somewhere that can accommodate the amount of people going in? I don't understand why we're so stuck on SDCC. Like, why can't it go somewhere bigger? And you know what's funny about this is I was actually listening to John Campia a while back, and he had mentioned, I think it was last year, that it should come to Las Vegas. And I thought that was a brilliant idea, and I'm not just saying that because I'm from Las Vegas at all. Maybe just a little bit, but seriously, Vegas has so many hotels that can accommodate for that amount of people any day of the freaking week. So why we're not coming out to Vegas, I don't know. Because clearly the con has outgrown San Diego. And I hate to say that because San Diego is cool. I love it there. I love walking around Gaslamp, downtown area. You know, it's a gorgeous view. Like, got the beach right there too. It's awesome. And I don't blame them for wanting the con there, but you have to be practical too and just realize that it's just not a suitable place anymore for a big event like this, you know? Speaking of bigger events like this and crowds, like something that I thought was pretty shocking was that they didn't check bags. Yeah, I thought they were kind of lacking with the security at SDCC. Granted, the cons that I usually go to are smaller, but they all check bags. I don't think I've been to one besides SDCC that hasn't. So yeah, they need to step their game up with security for sure, because you just never know. But anyways, yeah, something else that kind of bugged me too was there's like barely any room to rest or lay your stuff down. When you finally think you have a place, one of the workers there will come up to you and be like, sorry, you can't stand here. It's a fire hazard. Like literally everywhere, any free space there is, you're not allowed to stand or sit there. So they definitely got to do something about that too. Because then you end up just going around the con, just walking, and what you really want to be doing is sitting and resting, but you can't because you keep getting booted out. So yeah, yet another reason to move the con. Yeah, but going back to moving it to Vegas, I think it would be cool too, because the convention center out here is like huge. So yeah, it'd be a comfy fit, I think. So yeah, sorry, we went off the rails a little bit, but as I was saying, if you're an exclusive figure collector or statue collector, it's really neat to see what is available and you know, what kind of exclusives you can obtain there. It is so cool to see these companies competing for your attention as you're walking by. It's just evident by the booth alone. Usually they go all out. You can tell a lot of money and effort was put into the display. It's just also awesome to see them showcase like what they're most proud of. And yeah, they'll even have people standing around kind of giving an explanation of, you know, what inspired that figure or that statue or whatever you're looking at, and they'll tell you how they made it and, you know, the hours that went into it, and it's just awesome. It's, you know, they really are like exhibitions almost. But anyways, that in itself really just made the con for me. Just walking through, being amongst all these other people that have your same passion and stuff is just amazing. You get to see people dressed up, you get to see people so happy and excited just as you are, and it's just a really nice feeling, you know. And so yeah, that's probably my favorite part of the con. In terms of obtaining exclusive figures, you really do have to get up super early and try to be first in line. I was going in around like 10:30, which isn't that early, but I was still able to snag a lot of goodies. So, you know, you don't have to do that unless you want the extremely limited exclusives, which, you know, in that case, yeah, you should try to be there first. So something that was a little challenging was trying to coordinate what I was going to do throughout the day. You really can't, to be honest. It's just, you kind of have to wing it and play it by ear throughout the day, because there's so many factors that come into play that are unpredictable, such as, you know, line and timing. So a lot of these releases, like exclusive releases or even just the panels, a lot of them will happen around the same time. So like, you know, you'll get oh, so-and-so is doing, you know, commissions or releasing an exclusive comic at 1 o'clock. And then you have a panel, though, that's starting at 1:30 that you really want to go to, because Jim Lee is going to be, you know, there, and, you know, you can meet him. It's like, I don't know what to do. So you really have to prioritize. And that's what's tough about it, is that there's so much to do there, which is a good thing. You know, it's amazing how much they have to offer. But for someone like me who's only there 2 days, it's really difficult to do everything you want to do. But if you just kind of mentally prep and be like, all right, well, this is what I'm going to shoot for. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, we'll wing it and go somewhere else that sounds fun. And if you go into it that way, which I did, then, you know, it shouldn't be a problem. But don't have your heart set on something specific, because chances are you're probably not going to end up there, because there's so much distraction and other things that you didn't realize were happening that are happening at the same time. So it also depends on line and where you are in the actual con. A lot of times location matters too, especially with a crowd of so many people between you and another booth. Point is, everything you want to do is most likely happening at the same time. So you really have to prioritize, and you have to not be upset if things don't go your way. That's what it comes down to. And if you got that down, then you're golden. And, you know, it shouldn't be too big of a deal. And luckily, I did go into the con with that mentality of whatever happens, happens. This is my first con, or my first STCC. And if it doesn't go my way, that's fine. But this is what I'm going to try for. And sure enough, I was able to do a lot of what I wanted to do. So I would advise just to do a lot of research going into it, just so you have a good idea as to what is being released. And then once you're at the con, you can decide which way or path is best. In terms of comic book creators and hunting down comics, I really didn't do too much of it, honestly. I spent most of my time hunting down exclusive figures. I kind of knew going into this con that it wasn't going to be what I was used to at the smaller cons, which is, you know, going in and out of booths with ease, digging through long boxes, finding gems, you know, getting good deals. I knew it was going to be nothing like that. And sure enough, I did see some of the booths there that were selling comics, and they were all just priced like ridiculously. And at the time, I was like, you know what? I have a certain amount of money I want to spend, and I just don't want to spend it on things that I can find elsewhere for much less. So I decided to prioritize the STCC exclusives with the comics as well. And the ones that I really wanted were the DC comics. So a lot of the foil variants were something that I definitely wanted to pick up. There were surprisingly not that many people in line for those exclusives, so I was really happy about that. I didn't even bother going to the Marvel booth because there were so many people there, and to be honest, I wasn't too interested in a lot of their exclusives. So yeah, I kind of skipped out on that. And also Mondo. I know this isn't comic related, but Mondo booth was insane as well. I couldn't even find the end of the line for that. And I was asking like everybody in line, oh, they're like, oh, around the corner. And I'm like, I go around the corner. I asked them, oh, where's the end of the line? Oh, around the, it was like nonstop, just kept going. And I'm like, forget it. This is already too many around the corners for one line. So I skipped out on that as well. So yeah, but yeah, comics, it's not really a con for comics anymore. Kind of ironic, you know, considering that it is a Comic-Con, but I think we all know this by now. It's more for entertainment purposes, movies, you know, a lot of movie news goes down, obviously, a lot of previews get dropped. I also avoided Hall H completely, just because, again, I'm not one to stay in line for that long, and you know, I hear some of those people stay the night for that, and I just don't do it. And you know, honestly, I'd rather get exclusives, you know, like actual tangible things, than you know, go to an event where they tell you news that's eventually going to be old news anyways. I'd rather spend my time getting and building stuff for my collection. So okay, so far we've hit on ticketing, which is lame, lotteries, which are lame, security, which are lame, hordes of people, which are lame. Yeah, I know it sounds like I'm complaining a ton, but these things do need to be addressed, and I'm not going to pretend like it's a perfect con. You know, I'm trying to help someone out. If they want to go to this con, they need to know what they're in for, and I hope this helps somebody. But yeah, as for the awesome parts, I will say the experience of it, walking around and seeing these awesome showcases. If you do happen to catch a panel, it is fun. If you are so inclined to wait in line for that. But what else? Free swag is awesome. Getting to see your favorite comic book creators in the act of drawing whatever awesome superhero is amazing as well. That's a huge plus actually that I haven't mentioned. The comic book creators that do come are the best of the best, top notch, and to see them all in one place, just walking by, is unreal. It really is unlike anything, and that was also one of my favorite things about it. Don't expect deals from them. I think the average, you know, comic artist exclusive limited comic is like $40 to $50 there. So I wasn't doing too much of that, you know. I wanted my money to last a little longer, and I wanted to be able to bring back a good variety of things, and not just like, oh, spend all my money on one thing, you know. Just because it's my first con, you know. Maybe next year I'll go about it differently, but for now, I'm just glad that I got the experience. A lot of people don't ever have that chance, and yeah, it was such a thrill. Like I said before, being amongst all the other nerds and geeks was a great experience, and I do suggest the con. I know it sounds like I keep complaining about it, but there are some things they need to fix, I think. But overall, it is fun. I am glad that I went and, you know, took time off to go. And yeah, if I never get in again, I'll be happy, because at least I got to do it once, you know. Could scratch it off the bucket list. But anyways, guys, I think that's about it. If I forgot anything, I'll probably just add to this video. I might be somewhere else, location-wise, so it'll look a bit funky and it'll be a bit of a hard cut, but yeah, it is what it is because I'm traveling. But anyways, yeah, if you like this video, give me a like or subscribe, or both. I don't hate it. And you can also catch me on Twitter and on Instagram at PopDotComix. And also, just if you've gone to the con, let me know your thoughts on it, and let me know if anything was different that I mentioned that you didn't experience or you did experience. That'd be awesome to know. And also, for those wanting to go in the future, I hope I didn't discourage you from wanting to, because it is a very awesome place, and I don't regret going whatsoever. There's just so much that's offered to you that you can't get anywhere else. So yeah, don't feel discouraged, just be aware and prepared. That's why I'm doing this video, so you can know what to expect and how to go about it. But anyways, all right, enough of me blabbing. It's too much. It's too long now. All right, I will catch you all on the flip side later.